Well, welcome in everybody to another episode of the Marketing Checklist ViewCast. We're Hank and Sharon Yuloff of Yuloff Creative Marketing Solutions, your marketing, sales, human resources, and all of those other business challenges, people.
On this ViewCast, you will meet and learn from successful entrepreneurs who are making it happen right now.
Yep, here's how it works. Like every one of our guests, we have pre-sent all of the questions. They've pre-sent the answers. We have an idea of what he's going to talk about. And it all fits into a 7-minute, 21-second interview. Why is it 7:21?
That's our wedding anniversary.
Exactly. We needed a number that we could remember, and that's when you can't forget. So let's get started. Why don't you introduce our guest?
Our guest today is Richard Lewine. You know, Richard, the website I have for you is RSL, which I'm assuming is Richard S. Lewine, rslgo.com. Is that the best website for you?
It is one of two, and my newer one may be even better.
Okay.
Fantastic.
We'll get to that one. Stay tuned.
Okay.
All right. So here's how it works. I'll start the clock as soon as Sharon asks the first question. So whenever you're ready, Don.
I'm ready. Richard, keeping in mind that we only have a 3-story building, what is your elevator story?
I am South Florida's leadership management guy. I help the leaders of small to mid-sized organizations, for-profit, not-for-profit, public sector, clearly define their personal goals so they understand what they're doing and why they're doing it, and then help them communicate those goals to their people so that the people that they brought on board to help them can help them.
Always really important.
So with that, what is your business really all about?
It's about tapping people's potential, starting with whoever the CEO, president, managing director, whatever their title, starting with them, because there's a pretty good chance they don't know what their potential is. We all seem to get conditioned, nurtured a certain kind of way, and we stay with it. Well, there's a lot more that they can do. And we begin by helping them get clear first that they've got more, and then they can help their people get more.
So we want to get out of the habit of being in the habit.
Yeah, that's good. Well put.
You're can hired. Write that one down and use it.
You will get credit for that one.
Why should our listeners flock to you, Richard?
One of the primary reasons is that it's not all touchy-feely, softy stuff. One of the things that we insist on is an upfront win-win agreement. They have to be clear on what they want to achieve during the time we work together, and then we track it. We create metrics that let the client know, and me or whoever is working with them know, how they're doing on the way to the goal they're trying to achieve. If they wait till they get there, it's too late.
Is that because if it isn't measured, it doesn't happen?
That's a paraphrase of the way it goes, yes. It'll do, yes.
Awesome. What tips could you give to our listeners?
In what domain? I have lots of tips.
A leadership.
Give one. Yeah.
Don't treat everybody the way you want to be treated, because not everybody is you, nor do they have the same values that you do. You need to deal with people where they are, so don't make any assumptions. And for instance, RSL stands for Responsible Sustainable Leadership. It happens to be my initials.
I love how that works.
I do too. It really was terrific.
That's awesome.
That's fabulous. What's an amusing job title for what you do?
Grand Vizier. The Grand Vizier was the guy or the gal, mostly guys in the old days, Middle Ages when I was young, who told the king, don't do that. You're going to be in trouble if you do that. Grand Vizier is the one that kept the king straight, make sure that the right decisions were made at the right time with the right people.
Yes, some of my people would have called that the consigliere. So
yeah, true.
What's the most common questions that people ask you about your business?
How come I don't have it already? What can you do really to help me? And can you fix my people?
Ooh.
Wow.
And I can't.
There's no fix. That's a really loaded question, isn't it?
It is. no one can fix anybody except themselves. My shrink will tell you that too.
The light bulb
Absolutely.
has to want to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is,
That is,
is
Yeah.
there a 4-letter word that best describes your business?
yeah. The one I gave you still works, link.
Okay.
And what that means is link everything, because there are no discrete separable events. Everything is connected. The knee bone's connected to the thigh bone, and there's no way to get out of it. So make sure that your links are solid, the weakest link, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely understand that. What about your business makes you the happiest?
When I see the growth, the development, the changes in my clients, I was on this morning with a client who's only, I guess, 5-6 weeks into the process. She says, "You have no idea how you're changing my life. Thank you." And she
And you
put it
said,
in
yes, I
writing.
do.
It's phenomenal. That's how I'm able to stay in it for as long as I have. If you're from Philly, Market Street was a prairie when I started.
It's interesting. That question always gets interesting answers because we know that entrepreneurs are generally happy in their business. Otherwise, they would change what they're doing.
Correct. That's the definition of an entrepreneur.
Yep. Is there something?
And I did several times.
It does happen. Actually, for us, and I won't take this against your time. We
okay.
had a situation where we were having a mutual coaching program with somebody else. It was just let's coach each other for an hour. And he said, "Okay, lay out everything you do. I'm a little confused at it." And what it came down to is that we're trying to put so many things under our umbrella that he said, "You know what? You're off your focus." So now when we hear a really great idea, most of the time it's my saying, "Wow, that'd be a really cool business." Sharon just looks at me and says,
Just because.
because his quote was, "Just because you're an entrepreneur," and I applaud you for that, just because you have a great idea doesn't mean that you have to be the one that turns it into a business.
That's right.
So no, go ahead.
I was going to say, if focus were a 4-letter word, I would have used that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. We've had people that have used 5-letter words and said, just take one of the letters back. That's totally okay.
Is it returnable? Do you have the receipt? That's my question.
The rules aren't that firm on the Marketing Checklist ViewCast.
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, we'd rather get really great info than stick to the rules.
Okay.
So did you learn anything in nursery school that most helps you today?
I learned how to put my yoga mat down in nursery school because I had a rug to take a nap on.
That's what it was called then.
I don't know. I'm not sure that I can identify something I learned in nursery school that helped me today, but probably.
Okay. Don't eat the paste. That we've heard that one before. So, what is the number one fantasy lead you could receive? So when somebody's watching, what is the number one thing that should trigger to them?
The individual, whether they're an organizational leader or just looking for their own personal leadership development, they need to say, "I really want to become what I believe I can become. It's elusive, difficult to do by myself. I need your experience, your help, and your relentless pursuit of my goals."
Is there a particular,
that's an ideal client.
Is there a particular industry you like to play with the most?
No, as long as there's people in it, I'm happy.
Okay. And how did you know that consulting was going to be your thing? How did it call to you?
It dragged me out of the apparel industry because it was so hateful.
Yeah.
And it was hateful because of the people who ran my customers' businesses and their attitudes toward their workforce.
Mm-hmm.
and I watched the abuse. And I said, there's a better way, and I'm going to see if I can help people find the better way.
Excellent. And along with the leads idea, the fantasy leads, there's a joint venture thought. If someone's listening and loves joint ventures, what describes your ideal partner for that?
Someone who's willing to take some of the sales effort. I've been doing in our field, yours too. If you don't sell it, there's nothing to work with.
Mm-hmm.
I've been selling for 56 years, and working for a lot longer than that. While I enjoy the sales process, making it happen can sometimes get tiring if you've been doing it for as long as I have. So someone to pick that up would be helpful.
Okay, so they could promote you and make a cut for doing it.
Yeah, they can have a nice cut, because it is easier to sell someone else than it is to sell yourself.
We have found that to be the case sometimes. Yeah, that's definitely true. And I think there's part of that, and if somebody's having that challenge, that might be one of the reasons to talk to you, because it might be they need to consider themselves the leader of their own organization.
That's correct.
So that's another
good insight.
It's another reason they need to talk to you, Richard. That's definitely it. So what offer do you want to give our listeners as a way of getting them to start having a conversation with you?
Well, I'll be happy to speak with them for 20 minutes at obviously no charge. And I would do we use a tool called the Profile Evaluation System. And it is a job matching tool, not a vocational guidance tool.
Yeah.
But it identifies 6 aptitudes, 10 dimensions of personality. That's a predictive psychometric tool. And
someone's calling already. Oh my gosh.
Yes, and someone I know very well, actually. So she can wait at this juncture. I would be happy to do one. It is should I put the number out there, what it costs to do?
Oh, sure.
It's a $250 value that I would do one complimentary profile for whomever calls.
See, so the time you're going to invest in talking to Richard is totally worth that.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. So how do they connect with you?
They can call me at 215-872-6025. Well, that's a Philadelphia number. I'm based in Pompano Beach, Florida. They can write me at one of several addresses, rslewine at rslgo.com, or Richard at execsconcierge.com,
Even
which
awesome.
is the second site.
All that contact,
or they can find me on LinkedIn.
All of the contact info will be in the notes for the episode, so we'll make it real easy. Awesome.
Great.
Well done. That was a great job.
Good job, Richard.
Cool.
Thank you. You did a great job. You're starting to get jumpy again.
Internet, it's a lovely thing.
It is.
That means it's time to wrap up, Sharon.
Absolutely. So go connect with Richard and make sure that you connect with us at freemarketingconsultation.com.
Yeah, people report that time was worth at least $10,000 with them, including in increased sales, or we save you from doing all that stuff that you used to be doing. Can you give his website one more time?
I did not write down, so you give it. What the easier one than RSL? What was the other one?
Execs, EXECS, concierge.com.
Awesome. So go there. Go there, get your free evaluation, have a talk, build the leadership in your team. It'll make everything else that you do in your world easier. And thanks for
certainly will.
And if you want to be on the ViewCast as well, then please, when you go to freemarketingconsultation.com, just let us know and we will be happy to schedule that for you.
Awesome. Well done. Thanks for being here, everybody. We will see you next time on the Marketing Checklist ViewCast.
Thank you. Bye.